So, I actually have a video of the injury. Would you be willing to rewatch it again on camera for us?
Nah, not right now. I'll do it another time, not right now. You know, I look at it as, man, you got a short window to play basketball. And I wanted to get everything out of it. You know, I wanted to squeeze that basketball until there's no more juice left. Get a chance to play for your country and represent your country. It's a dream. The next thing to me is winning a championship. The night of the scrimmage for Team USA, I remember the environment being great. You know, so many people there, looking in the crowds. I knew where my parents were. I knew where friends that I knew were. I felt good that night.
We got there and we watched them shoot around and all that. Then the game started.
Going through my workouts, I couldn't miss. Then we get to the game and I couldn't buy a shot.
But we were like, okay, that's fine. You know, they were close.
But overall, it felt the game was going in a great direction. Oh, man. It was a fast break and I was the last man. I turned around and I seen someone, it was James, ahead of me going for a layup. And I chased him down. I went to jump and go block it.
And I'm saying to myself, Paul's gonna get that ball from him. And he's running and running and running, and when he went up,
you know, I missed, I didn't get the ball. But then I came down and it was just awkward. You know, my leg hit the stanchion. I didn't really feel nothing then, but I just knew I couldn't put my foot down. Like I couldn't help myself from standing. I tried to grab on the mat to help myself. I'm like, you know, why can't I stand right now? I looked down to look at my legs, and I saw my bone. And the second I saw my bone, I lost it. I just laid flat. The pain was tough. As soon as the air hit the bone and where the open wound was, it just shot like through my whole body. I tried to lift back up to take another look. The OKC trainer rushed over and held me down, pinned me down so I couldn't lift back up. He told me, man, he said, you broke your leg, you'll get through this, but it's broke. That was a tough point right there.
At that moment, I was thinking in my mind, I hope his career is not over.
I wish somebody would have woke me up and said, you know, you had a bad dream. That's how bad it was.
Everything just slowed down. Like I could hear every individual in the arena talking.
I could see it was so much going through him. And I was just squeezing his hand, he squeezing my hand, and I just said, look, just, you know, everything's gonna be all right. It was very painful. This could have been it for him.
They brought a stretcher out, and then that's where the pain kicked in again, because they actually had to lift my leg, and then, you know, they loaded me up onto the ambulance. My mom rode with me.
He just kept rubbing my hand, and I was trying to console him, and I just kept rubbing him like, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay, you know.
Right before I was about to go into surgery, he told me, you know, it was a compound fracture. I broke my tibia and fibula, and that they were gonna put a rod down my leg to help support it, and, you know, the 3 screws to keep it in place.
Is that rod going to be there forever?
Yeah, it's a part of me. Extra bone.
In his eyes, it wasn't really fear, but it was like control.
I never cried about with the whole leg being broken. You know, when I was in the hospital, I had some, you know, the same guilt I was having about me not being able to play and not being there for my teammates this year. All of that was going through my head, and I was really down on myself about it. I was just really disappointed that this happened. I had a lot of visitors on the day of the injury. And then the next day, Floyd came by. And that was like my first time telling everyone I was all right through social media. It was overload, you know, from You know, celebrities reaching out to me, to the casual fans. Every time I updated, it was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. You know, it made you feel, you know, it made me feel like I wasn't in it alone. Probably about 2 or 3 weeks in, it was just hard to move around. So literally, I would be in one room for about 12 to 13 hours. I had to depend on pretty much everybody at that point. I would be like out of breath to go from downstairs to upstairs. By the time I got upstairs, I was dizzy, and it was just like, man, it's not for me.
You know what you can do and what you can't do, and the biggest part about it is just conquering everything with your mind. I know it's gonna be stuff. It's gonna be days where it's gonna be hard for me and tough for me, and I'm looking forward to those days.
I felt I was immortal. You know, I felt it. I was invincible. You know, I've made so many plays where guys go down, and I walked up clean from it. So I did feel that nothing bad could ever happen to me while I was on the court. And to this day, you know, I don't even want to think about, you know, once I'm healed, you know, that'll be the last that I think about being hurt again.
He has something to prove on the court even more now.
When he was hurt, he was laying on the bed and said, "Dad, when I come back, I'm gonna come back a beast."
You know, I really believe everything does happen for a reason. So there wasn't no disappointment of, you know, why this injury happened. It was just something that I knew that was going to be a part of my story.
This was the old me, now this is the new me, and I think it's a rebirth.
I will be back.
I was at home in North Carolina. I was watching the game.
I was on my way to my high school coach's basketball camp.
Packing to go to a wedding in San Fran.
Benihana's with a teammate.
Started getting a series of text messages. I knew right away something bad had happened.
You know, I remember just, you know, having a sick feeling just watching it.
I still haven't watched it to this day.
You know, what can you really tell somebody who just saw their leg snap in half?
I was watching the game, and you know, reaction was, I knew it was bad. You know, things happen. I don't believe they happen for a reason, but I sure felt sorry for Paul.
I didn't even think about the expectations or the next season at all for really a couple weeks. You know, my immediate focus was just on Paul's well-being.
You know, I know how much he was looking forward to this year, and him growing into just one of these sort of overall basketball behemoths.
Get a stop, Blue.
To lose a guy like that, especially a guy who we built everything around, and a guy that we're so close with as far as our core team, it was deflating.
You know, it's the onus is on us to make sure we keep pushing and play for him, play for us, and try to do the best that we can. But, you know, we see him working, so that's motivating.
I'll never get used to watching him on the sideline.
Switched his focus on getting back and getting stronger, getting healthy.
There's a lot of guys in this league that probably wouldn't come back from the injury the way he has. But mentally, he's there. You know, he's driven. He's pushing himself harder now than I think he has before, and it's only going to make for a better comeback.
He didn't ask me, is the bone going to heal? He asked me, when am I going to be able to play again?
He has that will and determination, you know, almost on a Kobe Bryant level. And there's legendary stories about, you know, his drive to get back on the basketball court and to return to form. And what he has in his mind, the internal fire, you know, is so difficult to predict in all these talented guys that come into the NBA. You know, we feel like we hit a lottery from that standpoint with what he has inside.
What's up, Doc? How you doing?
How are you? A little different than the last time we saw each other. How's it going, man? I've been following you though, man. So Dr. Hupfer came up to me and said you contemplating next month?
I mean, they ran with it. They ran with it. I mean, I gave them a date like March 1st is when I want to officially be able to like practice with no limitations or nothing like that. Media ran with it, and I told them I want 2 weeks to try to get in shape. Media ran with it, so I mean, I don't want it to rush it, but if the opportunity presents itself, I'm feeling good. Thinking some positives, trying to get some games under my feet.
He's driven to be great, and it's not a bunch of talk with him.
You know, he's going to be ready for that moment when his name is called and that crowd's cheering for him to come in.
Listen, the process got to start somewhere, so if he's feeling ready, then, you know, more power to him. Let's get going.
He sees a light at the end of the tunnel. He's moving better. Now we just got to wait for it to heal, and he'll be back on the court.
Natalia, Spider. A lot of cats got nice cars, but they ain't got the Rari. You know what I mean?
To play basketball is perfect. You know, not too many distractions. Get to just do what I got to do. Stay in the gym. So I love it here. People like, you know, that's so cliche. Like, it's really not. It's really a beautiful city.
Key! No, don't get camera shy. Come here. Yeah, he's a real good dog. He's strong. Yeah. This is where me and the dog had a competitive one-on-ones. You grab your ball, huh? Yeah. Get King. Oh, and one. If I'm not asleep, I'm in here. I remember when I first got back from the hospital, like 3 or 4 days later, we set a chair right in the middle. I was just shooting from a chair. As time went on, start, you know, shooting with the boot on to where now, you know, I'm shooting, you know, regular shots. Bucket. We out. Basketball is like a craft. You know, some people look at it as a job. It's my craft. So I just always think, why not try to be the best at it? I really believed I could be something special in the league. And then when I got a shot in the playoffs, Coach matched me up to guard Derrick Rose.
As Rose goes inside to the basket, it's
he got
George.
You
know, that whole playoff experience, my rookie year, you know, kind of get thrown in the fire. You know, that went a long ways with me. And then the Birdman dunk was the special one that, you know, brought everybody to the attention, you know, that I'm here.
Here comes George, got the step and smuffs one move and counts on the foul.
We are seeing a superstar in the making here with Paul George.
And that was a statement. And then LeBron came down, hit the three. You know, we had our moment. I think kind of history just wrote itself right there. Loser got 10 push-ups on the table too. We gotta go slow too. So it burned. I tell you right now, you can't win like that. Go get it. Oh, God. You was snapping. I know you was snapping. Who wants this 2K though? Oh! Let's go, Reg! Yeah! Drop. Drop it. Drop. No, sit. No. No. All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead. I get to ask you all day. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead. Going to go watch, cheer my boys on. I still try to, you know, go throughout our games as if I was playing, though. Get my lift in, get the shots up. But then it's like after I do all of that, it's, you know, everything kind of goes away. I don't get that anxiety or that nervous or the butterflies anymore.
How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. I got a long ways to go, but
Still getting better?
yeah, like every day it's been improvement, so.
And I knew if I got the
live
job,
with it.
I'd say I'm sorry that happened, man. That
Yeah.
replay was awful.
Yeah. I saw it one time. Never watch it again.
Get better.
Make sure you spend something nice for us tonight. All right, bro.
How you doing?
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
different watching the game away from it. You know, majority of the time, you know, I'm agreeing with the commentators. Like, you know, I see the same thing they're seeing. But then sometimes being a player, you know, I feel like I see a little more. Much, much better. I feel like a new man.
So did your pops play in the league or college or anything like that?
My pops had no game at all, man. We got lucky. I was probably beating my dad at like 11.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Being here, being around it, but being hurt and not participating with the rest of the All-Stars, what kind of emotions are you feeling this weekend?
You know, I do understand, you know, had I been playing, I probably would have been here. But, you know, it's part of the game. Injuries is part of the game.
Please give a big New York welcome to
He just saw my ball and my shirt.
California, this is tough.
You know what I'm saying? It's not something we normally.
First of all, how are you, man?
I'm good, great. In New York.
I wasn't used to watching the Hawks that game without you in there.
Yeah, it was weird just watching All-Star Weekend. Yeah. Transformed into young Tracy.
Where's that name come from?
Probably like playing video games or something. I needed a username. Young Tracy.
How you doing? Good, man. Good to see you. How you doing? Doing good. Looking good, man. Looking good. How you feeling?
It's funny.
Yeah. Welcome back in. Here we go. And action, Paul. You're killing it. This isn't small. It's so good. It actually works. Yeah, it really is good.
We'll see how first practice goes. See if I can build some conditioning. I'll see how we finish the year up. I think we got a pretty special team if I can get the minutes.
Got the 13.
Yeah. 13. Just, you know, PG-13 got to be a great look. It's got a ring to it. Awesome. Yeah.
Ready and action.
I'm Paul George. Learn the science of the stroke fast. Take the ones you love. Right, Mom? I vision, you know, making my first big play and the crowd going crazy, whether it's a big three-pointer or even just my first basket back, and me turning to the crowd and let them know I'm back. Like that, I already